Hi, this is Ferre with TaxSaleSupport.com. I'm here with Stephen Swenson, and this is one of our Deal of the Week videos here for June.
Yeah, and today we're going to be talking about the state of Maryland in an upcoming tax lien certificate sale.
Yeah, now, Maryland is a state that uses tax liens, and essentially, they also give quite a bit of freedom to the counties to choose exactly what the rate of return is going to be. So the rate of return, varies between 6 to 24%, depending on the county and the duration.
Yeah, now they use a premium bid method, which means that they're going to bid up the tax lien in whole dollars. So if the tax lien is $1,000, then the opening bid or the first bid would be $1,001, $1,002.
Yeah, which essentially, in a way, it brings down the interest rate, anyway, but essentially also increases the price.
Well, and it kind of depends because some counties are going to require that overbid at the time of sale.
Yeah.
Some are only going to require it if you do the foreclosure.
Yeah, which can make a big difference.
Yeah, in your actual interest rate return.
Yeah, so, it's an interesting place, and also foreclosure can begin as soon as 6 months after, but it has to be done within 2 years.
Yeah, so really, within 6 months you're going to start that foreclosure, and by 2 years you're going to lose your money in the certificate if you don't take that foreclosure.
What that also means, though, is that you're going to have less, you're not going to have to worry so much about the roll-up.
Yeah, that's true.
That helps with the roll-up. But before we move on, we noticed that only about 15% of you are subscribed to the channels, and so we want to encourage you to subscribe so that anytime we produce one of these videos, you'll know.
Yeah, we also have some new YouTube membership programs, so if you're interested in checking that out, go ahead. We have 3 different membership levels.
Yeah, it's a new thing we're trying out, and we'd love to see there. All right, so Carroll County, Maryland. The sale ends on the 30th of June. It's coming up here. The rate of return is 14% on these, and deposit of what you need to place is about 10% of what you want to spend.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be held on realauction.com. Now, to actually look at the auction, we're going to go online and check out the online auction itself and start going through a few properties and look at a couple examples.
And let me pull this over here. All right. So we're going to start from tax sale support here, and we are going to go into the online auction section here, and then we're going to go into the online tax liens, and we're going to scroll down to Maryland, which we have right here, and then we can see Carroll County right here. So this is an online auction through Real Auction, so it has a familiar look and feel here. We can preview the items for sale here, and we can see basically the liens here that are still available.
Yeah, in fact, they're actually going to have a lot less information, and this is actually a little bit hard to even research these properties. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to do it, because if this was a Florida auction, underneath that sequence number, you could actually click on that and it would pull up an overview of all of the property details. Or even clicking on the parcel ID would automatically pull you up to the property details. It doesn't do that here in Maryland.
Yeah, no, it's kind of it's a little bit of a pain here. So, and like Steve was saying, it is a little bit more challenging to find information through. Which really, I'm not sure how big Carroll County is.
Well, and this is kind of the county records that most of them use, but what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to look by the property account identifier, not the parcel map number, the property account identifier. And we're going to show you how you can look up these properties.
Yeah, we had to get tricky with this. So what we're going to do is we realized that you don't actually need that entire number here. What we do, we're going to copy that. And then in here, under the account identifier, we're going to paste that in, and we can see it's 01-0- and then we have the 002554. What we're going to do is that 01 is important, but it's what describes the district. So what we're going to do is we're going to erase all of this, and we're going to put that 01 up here. And if that is not a pain, but then we can finally access the record here. So, and like Steve was saying, their property records are not great. They don't provide us with a ton of information here. What we can get a physical address here. They don't have a GIS mapping system per se. They still have like a plat map that we can see on the properties that don't have addresses.
Yeah, we can also scroll down a little further and see what the property value is on this property. We can see that it has both land and improvement value. We can see some sales history on it. Pretty basic information.
Yeah.
I mean, really, this is kind of like the records that I was pulling up back in 1999, 2000 when I was a real estate agent.
Yeah. So the property is valued at $183,000. If we wanted to get a look and see what it looks like, I grabbed the address here.
Well, and the one thing about taxing certificates is, chances are we're not going to own the property. It's going to end up getting redeemed. And we don't have to do the same type of due diligence like we would if it was a tax deed.
Yeah. So really, from here we can see that it's a house. The image is from 2012, but the value they give it, is $183,000. If we wanted just to get a rough idea, just knowing what we know so far is probably enough.
Oh yeah.
You can see here it valued at about $279, and so really it's a quite small investment here, $2,500 to be that secured.
Yeah.
$300,000 worth of real estate, securing it. So, it's really a pretty good property.
Yeah, not bad at all. And when you're looking at it as an investment standpoint, chances are we're going to go ahead and make back our interest. And but if we do foreclose on the property, we're going to get a chance to get a pretty good property.
Yeah. Here's another one, $1,700. Let's take a look and see exactly what it is. So again, we're going to copy that number. Now, the other thing here is we have to go previous.
Yeah, don't click new search, or you're going to have to go back and pick the county and pick the type again. Use that previous, and that'll make it a little bit easier to go back and try looking at another property.
So this time it's 03. And now we hit next, and then here we can see. Now this gives us an address here, tells us that this is a residential condo. Your principal residence meaning owner occupied, yes.
Yeah, as we scroll down a little further, we can see some of that value showing $244,000. So it does show plenty of value.
Yeah, and we could see the property here if we want. We can see it's unit 2890 here. Again, it's not that big of a lien either. The chances are these will just end up redeeming. But if they don't, you want to make sure that your investment is secure and the property to be worth foreclosing on. Which in all of these cases, what I do, condo is in there somehow. There, no, hold on. Let me just take out that condo thing right there, Westminster. Is that it? 28. Yeah. Staley Drive. Yeah.
It's a weird-looking condo. Oh, I guess there is some units back there.
Yeah, there are some units, back there. So I think it's this one right here.
Yeah, it's interesting. Let's go ahead and look up that address on Zillow and see if we might not be able to. I'm sure we could if we looked long enough, but with the unit number, sometimes you've got to do some work. I don't think he got it in there.
Oh, look at that, 2890.
Sold for $310.
Yeah, in 2021. Yeah, they estimate the value there on it at $330. So, when you're talking about a lien that's $1,600, your money is $1,700. It's highly secured there when you have a $300,000 property. I mean, that lien is, it's like less than 1% of the property's estimated value.
Yeah, well, and this is part of the reason tax sale investing is so attractive. Also, when we're looking at an auction like this, where it's difficult to research the properties, a lot of those, fair weather investors or people that are just looking into it aren't going to go through the effort to try to figure out how it works within that particular area, or how to even be able to look up the property records. And then, for example, there's some really good land properties in here that don't have addresses, but you can find them even with the plat maps if you're willing to do some additional work. So, I was looking at one property earlier, and it, essentially had a value of about $120,000, $130,000.
Do you remember which number it was?
I think it was number 6, but I'm not positive. It could be 7.
Let's pull it up here real quick and see. So this is a 01.
could have been 7. I think
Let's see. This one is 3.9 acres.
Yeah. And see, if we were to go up and click on the map.
Yeah, under premise, it doesn't really tell us exactly where it's at, and so we can't tell from there. There's a mailing address there. It's
and that underneath the premise address, it's in that Taya town. That's actually a road, and I think that's the city of it as well. So if we click on View Map, it's going to pull up something that seems very, very difficult to find, and in some ways it can be very difficult. But we're going to show you how you can find this particular property. So as you're scrolling out, we're going to scroll out a little bit farther until we can see some type of roads.
Teeny Town Pike.
Yeah, Teeny Town Pike, and then we can also see Baptist Road. Maybe a little bit right there. And so we can see that it kind of intersects between Baptist Road and
Teeny Town Pike.
Yeah, Teeny Town Pike. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go to Google and we're going to look at Teeny Town Pike and Baptist Road.
Teeny Town Pike and
I think it's Baptist. I'm not sure.
Oh my goodness! There we go.
Right
Baptist
there.
Road, Maryland. And yeah, there we go. Actually, we can see that actually matches up here perfectly. We can see the road coming down here. So it's basically going to be right there where the road intersects. Which we can see is this property right here.
Yeah, big property right there. Really, if we go down to the street view, I think it's that property right there. And really a pretty nice looking lot.
Yeah.
At this time it was being mowed, it looks like, but a nice piece of property, has high value, would be a great home building lot.
Was it for sale at the time too? Maybe.
Could have been. I don't know.
Yeah, interesting.
Sure. But a property where, unless you're willing to go through and do that additional due diligence and find where the property is at, there's not going to be less people bidding on it, so you're going to have a better chance of getting a better interest rate on a $120,000 lot like this than a $120,000 home that anyone can look up because the address is there.
Yeah, it's true. You're going to have a better chance with all of these, and the lien amounts vary. Whether you're looking to just invest, $10,000, or if you want to invest $50,000 or $100,000, there are liens enough in here to do that. I was looking at. Even some of the bigger liens, and the properties that they're against also have, the lien to value ratio stays about the same even with the nicer ones. Yeah. So, they all really look pretty good. Yeah, in fact,
try looking at the most expensive lien. Sometimes we like to do that and try to look at the most expensive one before we go.
Yeah, in fact, you know what? This one right here is interesting. So it's a $28,000 lien. We're going to go previous here. And this one is a 1-3. And here we go. So we can see this is a commercial property. We've got the address listed right here.
You can also see it was built in 2005, so it's pretty new and it's massive.
Yeah, 17,000. Property land area is 30,000 square feet.
Yeah, and 17,000 of it is the building.
Yeah, that's interesting here. Let's pull it up. Oh, there we go. And so, we can see up here overhead, an image here of this big building here. And if we go to the street side here, we can see, it's kind of like a strip mall, sort of. Or a little, it's a plaza here.
Yeah.
It's the Gennaro Elano Plaza 2. That is the property there. And they value it at upwards of, nearly $2 million, 1.8 here. And that's probably lower, just like the houses are.
Yeah, well, on the base value, they have 1.9.
Yeah. So it
pays an assessment.
It could easily be in excess of $2.5 million.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and so that $28,000 lien is really quite small.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing compared to to the value of this property, and your money's highly secure.
Yeah, well, and there's going to be a lot of opportunity in these kind of auctions if you're willing to, look into the properties, do some due diligence. And the one thing that's nice about liens, like we mentioned, is it doesn't take the same type of due diligence as tax deeds. In fact, the due diligence that we've done on these liens just barely would be enough where we would be pretty confident in bidding on them. We may do a few more things, check out some market values and things like that, but
yeah. Especially on the homes and stuff,
yeah.
On the lower dollar liens, those are just no-brainers.
Mm-hmm.
Even for the big ones, I think that it's probably a no-brainer, but we might just check a few more things.
Yeah.
So, great tax lien sale, and will be a great one to participate in if you can do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
So as far as kind of the final details, this is Carroll County, Maryland, and it ends on June 30th. All the bidding's going to take place online. And if you're interested, you're going to need to get registered for it, and you're also going to need to put down a 10% deposit of how much you plan on bidding. So if you plan on bidding $10,000, you're going to need to put $1,000 down.
Yeah, so it's coming up really soon here, but lots of great liens to choose from. I mean, everything we looked at on the list for the most part looks pretty good.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, if you're interested in learning more, go ahead and check out our free training on secretsoftaxlieninvesting.com. That's going to give you access to our free ebook, our Thursday night webinar. You can go ahead and click the link in the description and check out any of our free training.
Yeah, if you're new to us, this is a great place to start. You can get a lot of content there, learn a little bit more about what it is that we do, and it's a great way. It's a great way to find out more about us. That's not going to cost you anything. But for those that want to join us here on the membership program, that's just $39 a month. That is at taxsalesupport.com, and this is where we provide a combination of tax sale lists and also training, for how to go about, conducting research and finding tax liens and deeds and everything else.
Yeah, in fact, our third membership tier on the YouTube membership is going to include a membership to taxsalesupport.com, along with some other trainings that are only going to be available to our YouTube members.
Yeah, so hey, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe and hit that like button.
Yeah, appreciate it.